Hello everybody, welcome back. This is JudiciousFire. I'm on the iOS server, continuing my 4-part series on Lost Battlefield. This is part 3. In part 1, we looked at the importance of the Warden system. If we can, the silencing effect from the Green Warden and a Green Warden team really does make a difference in combat. So we're going to try to do a Green Warden team if we can. In part 2, we looked at the effect of stunners, those who induce coma, paralysis, fear, freeze. If we can, we're going to try to create an environment where our big stunners are able to affect their stun or coma, or freeze or paralyze or petrify by getting first fire with heroes like Little Nick and Dread Drake. That immediate stun against the enemy will allow our big stunners to activate in combat. Right now, we're going to start to put some teams together. I put my one preparer for the stun effect and my other that also stuns and prepares the big stunners to do their job. I have a third spot completely empty. I'm going to start to create teams, and I'm going to try my best to create Green Warden, but not at the expense of picking great heroes. So let's see. With a Little Nick, we're going to want to be able to get an immediate stun. He's going to do that with his freeze ability, and we're going to want to put Laz right up in front of him. Little Nick will stun everybody on the opposing team anywhere that he is located on this 9-square board. Laz will need to be up in front. So we've just prepared a real nice stun there. Another great stunner is going to be Cosmo. We'll put him up in front of Dread Drake. Dread Drake will need to be in the front in order to get that immediate mini stun off. Okay, another good stunner. We've got Anika, who's a great paralyzer. I think probably Storm Eater is probably our best bet for a stunner. And with Storm Eater, I want to probably want to put another stunner in there just in case. Paralyzer like Anika. Okay, so we've got a couple of stunners put in here and a couple that prepare stunners. Now let's start to pick some heroes that we can try to get a Green Warden while at the same time using the best heroes that we've got. Okay, so let's see here. Rosaline is always great. She's green. Let's see. We've got a stun team, stun team, stun team. Now, Rosaline's going to put out a lot of damage. So where do we need more DPS? More damage? Probably right up in front here. Now, already we have 3 greens on that square. And we don't need to put any more greens in that particular group. Here we have a green and a white. Let's see here. Take a look at some other greens. See if we can't make some good green teams. A Commodore activates when under attack. You always want to have her up in front. And we have 2 greens on that team right now. We need a third green. Let's see. Another green. How about... Oh, we could always do Serena to bring us back. Let's try that for now. Serena to bring us some of our team back, a nice revive, and have a green team right there. And let's see. We have a green and a white on this team. Let's try to find some more greens. Ashura deflects damage. Also puts out a reduction in energy. But he'll need to be up in front to really get that going. So he needs to be up in front to be able to deflect the damage that comes right away at the start of battle. Green, green. We have 2 greens and a white. We just need one more green on that team, and we can then start picking the rest of our gang. Maybe the occultist. We have Triantar. I don't mind. Let's use Triantar. We can always bring the team back. It's fine with me. And On this team right here in front of us, we can use a white, we can use a green, we can use a red. None of them will matter. It will all keep the green Warden team. Now let's pick the best that we can possibly do. We want to have a good damager. Let's throw Zeph in there. Let's do. We have 3 greens on this team. I'm gonna put Mike up in front. I'm gonna switch Little Nick over to the side, and I'm gonna put Valen in the center. When he activates, he'll shoot straight forward, and by placing him in the center, we're gonna guarantee that he hits those on the left, right, and center of the board. We have 3 green on this team. Let's try Bogeyman. Instant skill activation on Bogeyman is what we'll do, and we'll try to kill off as many of the bad guys as quickly as possible. Okay, we've made 3 green Warden teams. Now I've got many, there must be 15 more heroes to choose from. Great heroes like Walla Walla, Demogorgon, Occultist, Ripper, Dovekeeper, Anubis, Mahatma, Sasquatch, Creation, Skeletica. So many more to choose from, but this is what we've come up with so far. Now, I'm going to go into my altar. I'm going to prepare their talents, insignias, and pets. Because there's 15 heroes to choose from that we're dealing with in preparing for a Lost Battlefield, I like to take a screenshot. That way when I go into my altar, I can just refer to the screenshot as I'm preparing the heroes. It makes the whole process a lot easier. So let me screenshot. Great, and I'll be back in a minute with some builds. Okay, we've got Team 1 formation. Team 1's going to be Little Nick. I have him with a Vigorous Fury in order to get his critical rate increased. He's a crit guy. He's really in there just for the quick stun so Laz can get his big stun off. But if he's able to survive, I want him to crit. I have him with Drogo Pet in order to increase his attack. His Frostbite talent is based on his attack. I've got him with Brute Force to increase the critical damage. Victory Lunge to get his damage up. I've got Laz for the big stun. I've got Laz with a revive. He's going to get 2 revivals after death. I've got him with Hair Force 1 in order to provide not only damage, but ability to stun the enemy and in a group. I've got him with a Revitalize. He's going to need that. Little Nick doesn't, but Laz does in order to get instant skill activation. I got him with a Holy Conviction in order to keep him alive, give him a little bit of damage reduction. I have Valen here. Valen's I got with a Revitalize. Now, it's a little thing about Valen. He's an auto-fire hero. With a Revite, he's going to instantly activate his skill. And you're going to see that 2-3 members of the opposing team are immediately wiped out the moment the game mode starts. Just based on his instant proc. I've got him with Chickaboom, increase the damage against the enemy, also an extra hit in combat. I've got him with a Brute Force to increase that damage of that big crit strike that he sends out. Holy Conviction to keep him alive. Got Michael here. I've got Michael, really, the talent doesn't matter so much on Michael. As long as you have a Revitalize of some kind. If you want to use Michael in this way, I'm going to use him as a buffer. He's going to give a huge attack boost to the team. I got him with a Blade Dance because my Michael has a very high dodge rate. I have no caring whatsoever about a deflect ability on Michael. I want him to provide a buff. And that Blade Dance really helps with that. Really gets his dodge up and really helps him to stay alive. If you see just right now already his dodge is almost at 7,000. And that's before the application of the Blade Dance bonus. I have him with Bublo. Bublo's going to increase movement speed. And it will help Mike, who's in the front row, to move forward and to immediately activate his skill with the Revite. So it's going to get his speed in movement up a little bit. When it's two heroes that are exactly the same, both have a revite. Who fires first? The one with the highest movement, the one with the highest attack speed. So that could be acquired through like a berserk. But when it comes to board position, who fires first? The one who is able to move forward and contact the enemy or provide first strike. And that Bubble is going to help with that movement speed boost. So I could also put a revite on Michael. And if there's an opposing Michael who also has revite, my higher attack speed Michael will end up firing first based on the Castle Clash equation. And I have Rosaline. I have Rosaline in here for a lot of damage. We got some great stun on this team. We have a nice booster or buffer. Now we need a DPS or damage dealer. Somebody who's able to knock out the enemy and do so in a sustained, repeated manner. And Rosaline's our lady. I've got her with a Sacred Light. Persalot, she's going to be up in the front. I want her to throw out that damage against multiple heroes. I want her to reduce their ability to regain energy, and that will be provided with Persalot. I've got her with a Revite for instant skill activation and a Holy Conviction to get her damage reduction up. Let's look at the next team. Okay, we're on to Team 2, Commodora. Commodora is going to begin attacking the moment she is attacked. She does not need to revitalize. She'll begin operating immediately as long as she's in front taking damage. I've got her with a Survival, a Sacred Light. It's really going to make her a beast. A real tank. I also have her with Rudolph. Rudolph to heal the team and to dispel any debuffs or negative statuses that are placed upon us. Things that make us weaker. The Holy Conviction to help the entire situation. A Storm Eater. Storm Eater I am using to stun the enemy. I've got him with a Silencing Shot for a range bonus. It's going to help him to fire first. I've got him with a Revitalize for instant skill activation, a Silencing Shot to add to that range, and Piblob to lower the accuracy of the enemy. Storm Eater is up in front. I want Piblob to be able to do damage to multiple enemies and to knock down their accuracy at the start of the battle. Serena. Serena is there to provide an attack boost to one hero and also to revive up to 3 friendly heroes. Now, you could run Serena a lot of ways. You can do a Revitalize in order to get her to immediately activate and provide that boost. I'm going to run her like a regular hero with a Survival for damage negation and healing, as well as a Sacred Light. She's good for attacking as well. So I think she's going to be able to stay alive long enough to do all the things we just mentioned, but not have to do them immediately at the start of battle. I also have her with Phoenix in order to reduce the movement speed of the enemy and to cause them damage. Okay, Levanica. I've got Levanica for his paralysis and his ability to do damage. A lot of different ways to run Lava. I'm testing out a Blade Dance on him. Anything I think defense related is great. And this provides a lot of extra health for the guy. I'm also running him with a Sacred Light. Some heroes are only good for a short period of time, and then they immediately die. You know, somebody like a Little Nick or somebody like a Dread Drake, they're only going to get a few seconds of combat. And on them, you want that immediate skill activation. Either they can do it naturally or you're going to need to Revitalize. But somebody like a Levanica, he can go a long, long time. And when you're putting a Revitalize on somebody like a premier hero like Lava or Dove or Zeph, what you're doing is you're really kind of handicapping them. Either they don't need it because they have fast energy production, or by using their Revite at the start of battle, they've got nothing left for the rest of the battle. And you want to be able to make sure that they have some survivability and longevity. So I'm making him I'm setting him up just like a regular hero. I've got a healing ritual. I mean, this man just outpours heals. In order to help with that, I have Mini Angie for the damage reduction as well as the heal, because there is that time that Lava is susceptible to being one-shotted. Okay, and Bogeyman. We have Bogeyman here as a instant killer. Probably the most deadly sniper in the game in terms of damage output. I've got him with a Revitalize for instant skill activation, an Unholy Pact. I want his one shot, maybe 2 shots against the enemy to really count. I have him with punching box to add to his attack ability, to add to the damage he causes the enemy, and a victory lunge to get his attack up even further. Okay, team 3. This is our mini stunner who provides the opportunity for our big stunners to do their job. Dread Drake, and he's going to fire automatically like a little Nick. But in order to get that process going and to get that first fire and to get him to immediately activate his skill, we're going to have to put a high attack speed on him. And we do that with the Berserk. So it should be on there somewhere. The other is a survival, just to keep him alive, a little extra healing. I have AVR Pet in order to silence the enemy. It does a great job. Also, Victory Lunge to get his damage up. Triantar is going to be used not only to revive our team if anybody dies, but I think more importantly to give us a 60% damage reduction. This is why I have a Revitalize. So unlike Serena, I'm going to be running him to make sure that he activates immediately. I also have him with some damage reduction because he needs that in order to stay alive for more than a brief second. I have him with Fennec Pet. In case he gets attacked, he's going to provide a block to a negative status as well as a heal. And a Holy Conviction to keep the guy alive. Okay, I have Zafira. Now, Zafira is being run with a survival, negate damage, as well as provide an extra heal that he already does with his skill, so it's 2 heals. Little Havoc to reduce the attack speed of the enemy. Brute Force to really provide some impact. He'll hit in the high 300,000s per crit. A Burning Plate. I only have this on him because I'm in the midst of a Warden challenge. It doesn't hurt him in any way. So it's going to provide a little bit of extra damage. But there's a lot of different things that you can run with him. You can do Malaise. You can get his damage cap down with a Victory Lunge. There's a number of combos. Ashura, we're going to put him up in front. He's going to deflect damage. He's going to reduce the energy of the enemy. Got him with a Sacred Light. I'm not so interested in the deflect as I am his ability to do damage and reduce their energy. I don't mind that the Sacred Light is going to reduce the deflect capability. It's what's necessary to keep this guy alive. I have him with Draco Pet because Draco will reduce energy as well. I've got him with a Revite for instant skill activation and a Holy Conviction to help him to remain alive for more than a few seconds in today's game. And last but not least, we have our big stunner, Cosmo, up in front. We've got Cosmo with Eulifant. This is to provide Cosmo a dodge. I want to make sure Cosmo doesn't get one-shotted, stunned, not stunned, paralyzed, debuffed, silenced. I want him to be able to dodge and get his activation off. That is helped with the 9 Revite for instant skill activation. To get his attack speed up. In case I'm facing another Cosmo, I've got a 9 Berserk. So if I'm facing a Cosmo with a Revitalize, and that Cosmo is lacking an attack speed boost, I'm going to get first fire, because the computer system will ask itself, we've got 2 exact same heroes, both with Revite. Who goes first? Let's check attack speed. One has a Berserk. Attack speed has now been increased. That's the one who will fire first. And Burning Plate because of a Warden challenge. Probably Holy Conviction would be better. Okay, we've got our teams assembled. Using that screenshot in order to help build our team through the altar with pets and talents and insignias always helps in this entire process. Now that we've got everybody built, 3 great teams, Green Warden teams, strong heroes, each one providing a stun, paralysis, coma, freeze, a fear, any other ways to shut down heroes in today's game. Each one of these teams is ready for combat. There are so many multiple combinations to use. I could do 10 videos just on these multiple combinations, switching these guys around different ways. But we've got a pretty good team here. And we see that our total might value is up in the top left-hand corner, although not something we have to follow religiously. It is a good indicator that our teams are pretty well balanced in terms of hero development and in terms of total might score. And the Green Warden allowing us to see that we are running a Green Warden on each of our 3 teams there in the lower left-hand corner. We're going to be back with part 4, and we're going to go into Lost Battlefield, and we're going to smash some enemies. All right, everybody, I'll check you on the next one. Bye-bye.